Hello everyone, listeners and viewers out there on the interweb. This is another News for Noobs, class number 6. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jon-Eric. I'm an American teacher from New York City, and I'm hanging out today from Lisbon, Portugal. 3 quick rules to help you in my class. Turn off, tune in, and open up. Turn off means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking. And also, please close the verbling window the moment you enter the Google Hangout. Otherwise, we're going to get an echo. Rule 2 is tune into the new words. That means pay attention to what you're learning and try to use it actively. The more active you use it, the more I can help you. And finally, open up to your classmates and speak. This is a safe place where you'll be respected. So the more you speak, the more feedback I can give you, and the more you will learn. So that's a bit about me. And now I'd like to say hello to all of you. Let's say we've got some familiar faces. Mr. Renat, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Hello.
And excellent. Hello. And Igor, nice to have you back.
Hi Eric, how are you?
I'm great. And Mr. Vincenzo. How are you, Vincenzo? Hello, Vincenzo.
Fine, thanks. Fine, thanks. Do you hear me?
There you go. Now I hear you. Yes, yes,
Do you
yes.
hear me?
Excellent,
Okay.
Vincenzo. I hear you. So,
Fine, thanks.
today,
Thank you.
we had 2 people that were going to present the news. Let me see if I can close my curtain here. It's a little bit bright. Sorry. We had 2 people that were going to present the news, and one of them is not here. So I think we're going to look at her news story without her, which is a shame because it's a really interesting news story. Hopefully she'll show up. In News for Noobs, the plan is this. I send you out to find an interesting story from your country, or you can report on a story, a global story, from your point of view, from your perspective. So this gives us a chance to talk about it. All you need to do is to identify the 5 journalistic questions: who, when, what, where, how. And the 6th one is why. But the why is for us to discuss. Why it's important, why it happened. And that will lead to hopefully some very interesting class discussions. So we're going to take a look at that. And I'm going to give, Hiba was going to do a presentation today. I'm going to give her a few minutes to see if she joins class. I sent her an email. She sent me her story, but anyway, I don't see her. We'll give her a few minutes to see if she shows up. And in the meantime, I'd like to focus a little bit on some news stories. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you only part of a news story, and I'm going to ask you to try to figure out what the rest of the story is and what you might title this news story. What do we call the titles in a newspaper at the top of an article?
The agenda of the article.
The agenda. I don't know what you mean by agenda. What do you mean by agenda?
It means what is the story about?
Well, let's take a look at a newspaper quickly.
It's the head.
Say that again, Jose?
Hi.
Oh, I thought that was you. Who said? I heard someone say head.
Head. Yes. Head.
Oh, so not head, but headline. Look in the chat window. The headline.
The headline. Okay.
That's it. Jose, are you using the microphone on your headset or on your computer?
Or on my computer.
Can you use the one on your headset? Is it possible?
Yes. Yeah.
Only. Okay, so put your microphone down close to your mouth. Only because if you use your computer, we'll hear the entire room. And if you use the microphone on your headset, the quality will be better. All right? Just letting you know. Okay, so we're talking about the headlines. So Igor, is that what you meant, the headline, or were you talking about something different?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, okay, the headline. So you all know what a headline is, right? It's clear? Renat as well, yes?
Yes, it's clear for me.
Excellent. So I'm going to give you...
It's a big writing. Big writing.
A big writing. What do you mean by that, Vincenzo? What is a big writing? Maybe you're right, but I'm not sure. Can you give me an example?
When something is written in a large character, or more larger than.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. Yes. Not big writing, Vincenzo. Big font, a large font. Yes, you're right. Large.
Character.
Not character. Font.
Characters.
Not character.
Fonts.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Yes, you're absolutely right. The headlines will be written in a large font, and they will usually, because they're trying to catch your attention. So let's do a little experiment. We're going to give Hiba a few minutes to join class. If not, we'll look at her presentation. But first, I'd like to give you a few excerpts. We call these blurbs, by the way. A blurb just means an excerpt, part of the text. And I'd like you to try to figure out what the article is about and what headline we might use. So if you give me a second, I'm going to give you, and I'll post the links inside the document as well. But first, let's go to, okay, let's go to this one. I'm going to give you the text in the chat window. Okay, okay, actually you can see the link right then and there. Okay, so Renat, why don't you read that one for us? Can you see in the chat window?
I have to open the link and then read, right?
No. You can read the text that's right there in the chat window.
Oh, okay. Professor Catherine Magiosh
I have no idea. I don't know.
of Amherst College fed a problem to an experimental computer by D-Wave systems, and it solved it 3,600 times faster than a conventional computer would have, reports the New York Times.
Okay, excellent. So, using our journalistic questions, what are our journalistic questions?
What, where, who, why?
Excellent. In other words, the questions we can ask. Using those,
W questions.
the WH, right? WH questions, right. Using our WH questions, I'd like us to see if we can figure out what this article is about and give it a headline. Okay? So, who's involved?
Professor.
Okay, this professor, Catherine Mick something, yeah, okay.
Yeah. How do you spell? How do
I say it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. Giac? I don't know. I have no idea. And it doesn't matter. Catherine. Professor Catherine.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we know that she's involved, but we can extrapolate a little bit, can't we? We can imagine that maybe there's someone else involved too. She's the one who fed the problem to the computer. Okay, but who else is probably involved? So, for example, so the college will be involved, right?
Yes.
The professor, the college. And what is a college? Is that a place where children go, or is that a place where adults go?
The place where students go.
Yeah, but adult students or children students?
Adult.
Adult.
Okay. Good. Because the word college means a children's school in many places. But in America, we use it as a substitute for the word university. So here they're talking about a college, which is a school inside of the university. It's part of the university. The university would have many colleges inside of it. Hello, Alpha Pilot. Come into class. There's plenty of space, and we want to hear your voice. Alpha Pilot's in the chat room. And we need to encourage Alpha Pilot to come to it, because we know nothing about this person.
Come on, Alpha Pilot.
Exactly. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a visitor from another planet? We don't know. Alpha Pilot, join us. Why are you so shy? Okay, so who?
Once he helped me, Alpha Pilot.
I don't even know. I don't know if it's a he or she. I don't know anything about Alpha. Alpha, what is your real name? If you're not going to talk, you can chat. You're not going to. Hey! Okay, I see you. Alpha, what's your real name? You're not going to tell us. Okay. Yes, you can. You can say. Okay, I have to continue the class, Alpha. Someday, I hope to know your secrets. It's probably my boss. It's probably the CEO of Verbling pretending to be a student. That's what I think. All right, so we know the who is probably going to be the professor in the college. And anyone else for the who? If not, we'll go with that for now. Okay. What happened? What's the what? Hello, kids? Are you out there? Can anyone hear me? Jose, Renat, Igor? The what? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, yes.
So, tell me what happened. In your own words.
She find it out that the new D-Wave system is 3,600 times faster than a regular computer.
Okay, interesting. Can you say that in a simpler way, Igor, in your own words?
I tried to do that. No.
You did. But you can be even more concise if you wanted to. Jose, Renat, Vincenzo, want to help him out? Is there a simpler way to express that idea? It's the right idea, but is there a simpler, more concise way to say it?
She introduced a new computer.
Supercomputer.
Supercomputer. Excellent. Why not? Sounds good. So maybe, as Vincenzo was saying, maybe the supercomputer finally exists. We don't really know. Renat, I wouldn't agree with you with the word introduce. I wouldn't use the word introduce, but maybe she. What can we say instead of introduce? Maybe she
presented.
Is she presenting or is she experimenting? I'm not sure. But okay, let's go with presenting. Sure. She presented a supercomputer. What happened is that it was able to process faster, exponentially faster than a conventional computer. So I was maybe looking for that, Igor. What you said was fine. I'm just trying to give us other alternatives. A quick hello to Sigmund Freud. Is that really your name? Sigmund Freud, your microphone is off, so I can't hear you. You have to click.
What's about it?
Sorry, Vincenzo, say again. Do you have a question?
What does mean Sigmund Freud with this thought? Yes. What's Sigmund Freud about with this story?
I don't know. If he doesn't turn on his microphone, we'll never know. Mr. Sigmund Freud, look on the top right of your screen.
My microphone is on.
Not you, I'm talking to him. Look on the top right of your screen, Sigmund Freud, and make sure your microphone icon is gray, not red. If it's red, you will be muted. If it's gray, you will be unmuted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Vincenzo,
great.
Vincenzo,
Okay.
tell your dog to be quiet, please.
Yes.
Tell your dog to shut up.
I'm going to shut the door.
Okay.
I'm going to shut the door. My door. Yeah.
Okay. Vincenzo, I'm turning your mic off temporarily. You can turn it on when you're ready to speak, okay? So listen, we got the who, we got the what. How? Do we know how? Let's do this really
No.
quickly because I don't want to spend too much time. Do we know how it happened? No.
No, we doesn't know.
But
We don't know.
Can we guess? Can we guess?
Yes, maybe she announced that in a conference, or maybe in a meeting.
Okay, that would be more like where. So let's put that. Where, probably a conference, okay? And let's go back to the how. How did it happen? In other words, what is new about this computer that maybe would be different than a conventional computer? Anyone want to venture a guess about that? Jose, what do you think? I'm saying Jose. I'm sorry, Jose. Because Jose, I'm in Portugal, so we say Jose. That's why I got confused. Jose, I can't hear you. Suddenly your microphone is not working. Guess what? Can't hear a word you're saying, Jose. So you gotta, maybe you need to go back to the old microphone because I can't hear you. Jose, you have to fix your microphone. Okay, anyone want to venture a guess about how it happened? Going once, going twice?
We don't know.
Renat, got an idea?
Yes. Yes. Can I see?
Go for it, Vincenzo.
Can I see?
Yes, go for it.
Yes, because he was interested in deal systems.
Uh-huh.
So he
Yes.
experimented a D-wave system in order to have a computer 3,600 times faster
All right.
than a conventional one.
Okay. Let's in the chat window. I'm going to write how he experimented with a new system. There's definitely going to be something new about the computer, but D-Wave is the brand name. It's the name of the company because I know a little bit about this already. So yes, probably experimented with a new system. Okay, now that we know more, we don't know all the questions. We got an idea. Let's think about a headline. What would be an attention-grabbing headline for this story? And then we're going to compare to the reality. Anyone want to venture a guess? What I want you to do is I want you to make a statement about what we know so far. A normal sentence, subject, verb, object. Then we are going to take out the unnecessary words and make it as short as possible. And we're going to add any words that make it more attention-grabbing, more exciting, more interesting. Okay?
Mhm.
So, anyone want to go for it? Go for it, Renat. Go for it.
Say no to regular computers.
Excellent. Say no. That was short. Say no. But can you write that in the chat window? It'll be faster if I have all you right. Does anyone else want to give a headline? I'm not lazy. It's just that when I type, Google turns off my microphone, and it's really annoying.
Okay.
It's not actually laziness. It seems like laziness. I'm lazy for other reasons, actually. Jose or Igor or anyone, do you want to try to come up with another headline? Let's get.
Be ready. The new technology is coming.
Fantastic. Put it in the chat window for us, because we're going to compare to the actual headline in just a moment and see what we can learn. Okay, anyone else want to put a suggestion for the headline? So we got be ready, say no to regular computers. Any other ideas? Sigmund Freud, you can type even if you can't chat.
Yes, you can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
Okay.
What's your real name? I'm not going to call you Sigmund Freud. I'm sorry.
Yeah. My name is John.
Hi, John. My name is John, too.
Okay.
Where are you from, John?
I'm from Turkish.
You're from Turkey. Excellent.
Turkey,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice to have you here. Okay, so let's take a look. Right now we're dissecting a news article, and we're trying to learn a little bit about how we create headlines and how these journalistic questions can help us understand a story and help us create a story. Then we're going to look at a presentation that someone did last week. I had two people go out and report the news, their own news. So we're going to look at one, and then I'm going to give two people a chance to present today. All of that in the next 40 minutes or so. Okay, so we've got Renat says, say no to computers, say no to regular computers. Igor says, be ready, the new technology is coming. Computers are outdated, from Vincenzo. Very good, Vincenzo. I like that. Are outdated. By the way, you need to say outdated in the past. Computers are outdated because outdated is an adjective. So we have to use the ed to make it an adjective. Are outdated. Is that clear, Vincenzo?
Yes. Yes,
yeah, okay.
It's clear.
Good. Okay. Jose is saying successful experiment, and Maria is saying new computer 3,600 times faster. By the way, in English, I guess it's the same in British or American English. 3600 can be pronounced 3,600, but it normally isn't. It's normally it's normally said 3,600. Only if you have 4 digits do you break them in half. 2 and then 2. 3,600. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds much more idiomatic if you say it that way. Okay, I'm going to give you the real. I'm going to actually share my screen with you so you can see the actual headline. Give me a moment. You can also open the link if you like. This is from the San Francisco Gate, and there is the actual headline. Let me make it nice and big for you. Hopefully you can see this. Read that for us, Igor. The big headline. Can you see it?
The big headline?
Can you see it?
Computers
Yeah.
are about to get 3,600 times faster.
That's it. So which one of you was closest to that headline?
Maria.
Me?
Maybe. Could be. Yeah. It's got that idea of a change is coming. It's got or about to get. Look, about to get. So it's got that idea that something is coming up and that it's exciting and that it's immediate. And if we go down there, we've got a picture of a cheetah because it's fast. And we can just skim through the article and see if we're right or not. Let me see how long this is. Hold on a second. Oh, it's really short. Okay, great. Okay, Igor.
Yeah.
Read the next paragraph for us.
Okay. Professor Catherine of Amherst College fed a problem to an experimental computer but D-Wave system, and it solved it 3,600 times faster than a conventional computer would have, reports the New York Times.
Okay. Well, let's give someone else. Let's give someone else a chance. Vincenzo,
Okay.
could you continue, please? I guess that's a no. Okay, I don't hear Vincenzo, so let me make this a little bit smaller. By the way, I can't see you right now, so I don't know who's in the classroom. Oh, how about John? Why don't you continue the next paragraph?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I am. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
go ahead.
Can I go?
Vincenzo. Go for it. Yes.
Allora,
Allora.
this is the highly.
Allora.
This
Allora.
is the highly. Yeah, what is it?
Don't say allora. Don't say allora. Say well, Vincenzo. Well.
No, I didn't say allora.
Oh.
This is the highly experimental world of quantum computing, which make use of such unusual properties of quantum physics as a particle's ability to move in one direction and its opposite at the it's weird and complicated stuff, but the takeaway is Imagine how computers work at the most basic level, and it's leading faster and more powerful devices.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And I can't see who's in the room, but Jose, do you have your microphone working? I guess that's a no. Okay, so wait, let me just go back and see who's who.
Okay.
Oh, we've got all kinds of people back here now. All right, and a quick hello to Johan, who's joining us a little bit late. Just follow along for now, Johan. We'll be with you in just a second. Okay, Renat, the last paragraph, please.
Yes, of course. Don't expect to have a quantum computer in your home anytime soon. The applications here are far too specific and the hardware is too costly for these machines to become household objects, but that's only for now.
Okay, so that's a really short article,
Yes.
and I like your headlines so far. They're not so different than what's there. So basically, this was just a little blurb. Remember, a blurb is like an excerpt of something. This is like a little bit of a blurb. Do you think you would be able to present the news in a similar way, in a little blurb? Basically, have all of the journalistic questions been answered in this little, how many paragraphs did we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 paragraphs, but they're not much more than a sentence. Do you feel you'd be able to do the same thing? Do you feel comfortable?
Try.
What do you think, Igor?
I will try.
Okay.
About
I'm going to give
the
you a
computer
chance.
or
No. About something
What?
important. About something important to you.
oh.
You think about it for a moment. I want to share. I want to share a presentation. I want to share a presentation by Hiba, and she was supposed to be in class presenting, but she's not here. But I want to share it with you anyway, because it's a really interesting story. So I want you all to open my document, and if you don't have it, I will give you the link right now. Hang on just a second. Look in the chat window, and you will see the link to our News for News, which is NFN, document number 1, and you'll see a picture of me with a mustache. Hold on a second. When you open it, you're going to see this.
Isn't you?
That's me. That's me in my other job, where I have to have a mustache. Okay, and if you go down,
I know this actor.
if you go down, I'm going to add her story. Go down here, look on the screen, where it says classes, news for noobs classes. Okay, class 1, we had Ali and Nickton. Then we had class 3, Maria and Adham. Class 4 was Omar and Ishmael. And class 5 was Jose and Haba. Jose, wait a second. Jose, was that you, Jose? What happened to Jose? I just lost Jose. He disappeared. Ah, there's Jose. And Johan, you left and you came back.
Yeah, sorry, I had a problem with my computer. Right?
Okay, no problem. By the way, where are you from, Johan?
I'm from France.
Ah, from France.
Yes, from the southern of France.
Ah, from
Yes,
from Lyon.
From Montpellier,
Montpellier.
in south of France.
Excellent. It's a good place.
Yes, it's a good place for the weather. Yes, of course.
I just know it from Cannes, from going to the film festival once.
Okay.
And Cannes was a lot nicer when the festival wasn't going on. But actually, the other places were very nice. So about that news article, by the way, I forgot to ask, was everything clear in that news article we read? Just so, because we read it quickly. When we were guessing, answering the who, what, when, where, and how, I think someone said, Vincenzo was saying the how was someone experimented with a new system. So that's true. Did you catch what the new system was? I want to make sure that the article was clear. Because we should have done this earlier. Did you understand what actually was significant and why it's going to be 3,600 times faster than a regular computer? Was that clear? Or no?
Yeah.
No. Excuse me, teacher.
Yes?
Excuse me, teacher. Can you explain why a quantum can be in one position and at the same time in another position?
Well, I am not a physicist.
It's a good answer.
but we can change the answer to how. If you're going to talk, John, just mute your microphone, okay? Okay. So if to answer the how, experiment with a new system, we could say experimented with a quantum system, And what that means is that instead of using zeros and ones, where either information is there or it isn't, somehow, if we get smaller than the atom, we don't have facts anymore. We have possibilities. It's really hard to understand. I don't know. I've read a bit about it, but I don't have the math skills to understand how it works. How something can be on and off at the same time, or backwards and forwards. But what's interesting
perhaps
is
it would be because perhaps it would be because till today we are always thinking about particles, you know, something physical.
Yes,
but in this case, there is something that is not physical. That is not physical like we know.
That's true. It's so hard to understand as well for normal people because it involves mathematics. Actually, if you follow the story of physics, the physicists say there was a very famous quote by Richard Feynman, the guy who was one of the most famous particle physicists, who won the Nobel Prize, and in the 60s he won the Nobel Prize. I don't remember. He said that if you understand my calculations, then you understand nothing, because even I don't understand them. He said he didn't understand his own math, but it worked, right? All he cared about was getting results.
Yes, but
sorry, Renat, what were you saying?
How is it possible to have a computer if you don't know how it works? This particle works.
If you don't know how it works, and yet somehow it does. I'm sorry, Renat, I didn't hear what you were saying. Could you repeat?
I just said that he told maybe it works like magic.
He said it works like magic. Not told. He said it works like magic. Is that it?
No,
yeah,
I didn't
it is.
Say that.
No, but maybe Richard Feynman's point was that it's something like magic. The physicist Richard Feynman. Maybe that's what his quote is about. It's something like magic. Okay, I want to try to do a similar experiment, but with a presentation from last week. Okay, so if you go down to the bottom of the document,
let's
go on.
I am ready for presentation, actually, if you want.
I do. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
I want us to look at last class's last presentation, and then I'll let you go. Okay? Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Do we have a deal, Igor?
Yeah.
Are we compadres? Okay. Hang on just a second, because I want to copy and paste.
I cannot say you're not, because you will kick me out.
I would never kick you out. Never in a million years.
Oh.
Hang on just a second here. Okay, so...
Don't kick me out.
Okay, I just... I wouldn't kick anyone out. Well, I might. Some people. Okay, I just pasted the correction under class number 5 if you want to follow along. Actually, I'm going to move it down to the next page so it fits on one page. Okay, in fact, let me just share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so under class 5, if you scroll down just a little bit. Okay, so Heba writes, "Good evening, listeners and viewers from around the world. Serious events are unfolding in Egypt. Egyptian protesters clashed with police near the presidential palace in Cairo on Friday, leaving at least 16 people injured. Clashes came after dozens of protesters from Tahrir Square, such as the Black Bloc movement, the Ultras, a militant football fan club, or militant football fans, and the Egyptian youth." Okay, we're missing a word here. "Marching to the presidential palace started from I don't know how to say that, metro station in the capital, and continued through the city until it got to the presidential palace. The Black Bloc group stands against the Muslim Brotherhood and its slogan, 'Retribution for the Martyrs.'" And then I posted 2 links, a little bit about Black Bloc and a link about the Ultras. And the link about the Ultras is an article, because I'd never heard of them. So it's really interesting, actually. So I made some corrections here. I added a little introduction. Let me ask you if you know about this, if you've heard about this news. This is from about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Has anyone been following this news story? Because in the news, at least in the States, a lot of the news from Egypt has switched away from the protests and switched to the election, into Morsi. So I thought this was really interesting because we don't get to hear about what's going on the streets as much as we did throughout 2011 and 12. So, has anyone heard of these groups? No?
No.
Of fun groups?
Say again, I'm sorry?
Of fun groups? Groups of fun? Football fun?
Well,
what group?
Both. The Ultras, I've never heard of them before, actually, and I was following the events pretty well, or at least I never heard them have a name before. I didn't understand that they were like an organized group, or whatever.
Ultras in the whole the world, it's like the group of very extremistic fans.
Right.
They make a lot of troubles to government. When the football game is over, they go to their places and crush all they see in their way.
Mm-hmm. Crash?
So
you mean destroy?
Like,
destroy.
Very extremistic fans.
It's true that they're worldwide, but it seemed like they were somehow an organized group in Egypt, like they were a little bit different. I don't know. That's why I wanted her here to talk about it. Go ahead, Vincenzo.
Perhaps something like anarchic. How do you say anarchic?
Anarchist.
Anarchy.
Yeah. And it's
aggressive.
Yeah,
group.
right.
Well, just because
they want to destroy everything only for the desire to destroy
well, that's not the word.
They are.
That's not the. Hang on a second. Wait.
Against everyone.
Wait. Hold on. Let's be
against.
Wait a second.
Everyone.
Wait. So let's be clear about one thing. Anarchy has nothing to do with destruction, right? Chaos is when we're doing something that has no rules and it tends to be very violent. Just to be clear, anarchy is about organization.
Yes.
Now, these people may be violent, though. I'm not saying that they're not. But just to be clear about the words, because in English, when you listen to the news, newscasters often interchange chaos with anarchy, and in fact they're very different ideas. So I just want to clear that up for as the right way to say it in English. So they may be violent or whatever, but and they may be anarchists too. I don't really know.
Violent.
They
Yes.
may be, but I think the word would be that they spread chaos, but not anarchy.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Have you had experience with these groups where you live?
I know, excuse me. Excuse me. Yes. Yes. We have these people in Genoa, in
Right.
Italy, and they used to go together with other people who are protesting in a right way, in a civil way. But
Yes.
at the end, they destroy everything. They destroy the banks, I say shop, something. All they
So Vincenzo,
along the way.
right,
you know,
right. So
they do.
Vincenzo, you're
Because
saying,
if,
hold on a
yes.
second. Wait. So you're saying they disrupt.
Yeah.
They disrupt the peaceful protests. They disrupt.
Disrupt. Yeah.
Disrupt the peaceful protests
Yes,
that
the
are
peaceful,
occurring.
the civil protest. Yes. So I don't know. I know that it's a group very violent, very violent, and
Well, hold on a second, Vincenzo. Let me ask the other people in the class too.
okay, yes.
Let's get some other ideas. I'd be very interested to know, because obviously I'm American and we don't have this. We have something very different. In fact, sports and politics are really kept separate, and in Europe it's not quite that way. So Renat, are there political protests involving sports where you're from? Do you have the ultras there as well?
I don't know. I don't watch as much news because I don't have enough time for it.
It's hard to follow the news if you don't have time. I used to do it a lot, and I don't have time either. So I catch the headlines, but that doesn't often give you a good sense of what's really happening. Go ahead, Renat.
But I didn't hear about these groups in our country or in our city.
Right. And well, and also let me ask Johan. So in France, there's been a lot of protests. Some of them are pretty violent.
Yes, in France there is a lot of protest, but in general it's not really violent. In general, every protestation are in
Demonstration?
No, protestation.
Nope, doesn't exist. Demonstration.
Oh, sorry, demonstration.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Demonstration or protest.
You can say protest as well. That's true. Yes. You can say protest,
Okay.
or we say demonstration if it's
Protest
organized.
Okay.
If
Okay.
it's organized, it's a demonstration. Like if you have a syndicate, a union, they would be demonstrating. For
Okay.
example.
So in general, protest is in peace.
More peaceful, right? Peaceful and
Yes,
organized.
it's really peaceful. Yes. From if you see information on TV from US, for example, you can discover a lot of violence during protest in France. But it's not a reality. In general, in France, protest is in peace.
Right. And Igor, you're in Israel, right?
Sorry?
Yes.
Sorry, I was Igor. So there were a lot of protests recently about forgetting about the bigger political issues. We'll forget about that for a moment. there were protests about what was the big protest where everyone was in the squares about housing prices and about
Yeah.
cost of living? What was that?
The last year there were a lot of protests against the economical situation because
Right.
our prices for a property is
Mhm.
very high. So people made huge demonstration against the economical situation.
Mhm. Not
Uh,
economical,
and
just
yeah,
economic.
economic,
Against the
economic.
economic situation, or against the, or we could be more specific. If there's a recession, right? It could be about
Yes,
that.
It was
taxes,
it,
The
perhaps.
tax rate, right? The tax rate, the
it
cost of
wasn't
living. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Igor.
tax
it,
rate.
it
The
wasn't about the tax rates and the taxes. It was maybe against the sharing. I don't know how to say that.
That's
We
why you're
have
here. I'll help you.
okay. We have some groups of population here in Israel. For
Right,
example, there are some populations that don't go, for example, to an army,
right.
and they don't pay taxes. So maybe the protests were against this population. It's not generally about the economic situation or recession
I
in the
see. I
world.
see. Right. So, right. So you've got certain groups that have a lot of influence, but they don't have to do the same civil duties as everyone else. If that's
Exactly.
yes. I got it. Interesting. Um, well, anyway, I wanted just to show you an example of a student News for Noob broadcast. This was from Heba, and I want to show you that it's all within your possibility, within your ability to do the same thing. So, Igor, if you
Yeah.
feel like you're ready, you can go ahead and do one. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, if you want, then I'll shut up and I'll let you go for it.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen from around the world. Here, Igor from my local news. Yesterday, the Israeli government introduced the new budget for current year, and at the press conference, the Minister of Treasure announced a new cuts in the budget. Uh, those cuts are necessary because of great holes in the budget, and he introduced new taxes that were raised the next year. That's all, actually.
Okay, good. I just put 3 notes in the chat window. Not holes, but deficits, budget deficits. Okay,
Okay.
and maybe the minister of not well, it could be the. Do you have a ministry of treasure or minister or a minister of
I
finance
don't
minister?
know. Finance minister. Finance
Maybe
minister.
finance. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was that. And when you say next year, whenever we refer to time, we have to always consider what time what time is the present according to the story we're telling. So if you're reporting something in the past, you can't say next year. It doesn't have the same meaning, right? So if I say next year, it's 2014. If you're reporting in the past, you would have to say in the following year, right? Because you have to step backwards in time to tell your story. So even if the year is 2014, you have to say not the next year, but in the following year, because you're reporting a story in the past. So that way you keep all the verb tenses consistent. Does that make sense, Igor?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So I would just change next year to the following year. Other than that, very good. Excellent use of English. I understood everything. I want everyone in the class to see if you can ask a question using our journalistic questions, specifically why. When we say why, we're asking about why is this important. Why is this relevant to us? Did something similar happen where we live? So I'd like to hear some questions from the group. My first question is, what was the effect? What was the reaction? Not the effect. What was the reaction after the new budget was introduced? I'm curious.
The new protest will be organized.
Right.
And people who use Facebook write down that they want to protest the next day off. So we are waiting for a new demonstration.
Okay, very interesting. I'd like to hear some questions from the group. And your first question could just be if there's anything you didn't understand, you can ask Igor to clarify. If not, I'd like you to ask a discussion question using one of the journalistic questions, one of the WH questions. Who, when, what, where, how? Or we can just talk about it. So maybe I could get 3 questions from 3 people, Renat, John, and Vincenzo. Starting with Renat.
So I have to say only one word.
No. Full question.
What, where? Ah.
Turn it into a full question, unless you have a comment or something else. So imagine that you were the journalist and you're going to help develop the story. What's important to know? What don't you know that you want to know, Renat?
The most important is who involved the.
Okay.
So
ask him that. Who else?
Who else involved?
I don't know.
Who else is involved?
Yes. Who else is involved to?
Okay.
To the news.
Okay. So what do we know so far? We know it's the Minister of Finance, right, Igor?
Yeah.
And the opposition to this is whom? Hey, is that Haba? Is that the one who is going to present today? I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if she gets her microphone on. So, who is opposing this? Who else is involved? Let's see the parties involved. So we know that we have the government, the Minister of Finance. Who are the protesters? Igor.
All parts of the population will be involved in the new cuts and the new taxes raising.
So everyone will be not involved. Everyone will be affected by. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear a question. So who said so? Sorry. Vincenzo?
It's involved also syndicates. I think it also syndicate. Do you call it syndicates?
Unions.
Labor syndicates.
Unions.
Unions. Yes, unions. Yes. So workers and unions.
Is that a
also.
question? I didn't understand. Is that a question or a comment, Vincenzo?
You wanted to know who is involved in this story. No?
Oh, you're giving a comment. Okay.
What
Yeah.
does? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that the people involved are workers and also the union.
Right.
The group of.
Do you agree with that, Igor?
Also.
Are there unions involved? Are there a lot of unions in Israel? Is there a big labor force?
It's not too much, but it's enough. And the unions are also involved in a new budget, and they make an agreement with the government about the amount of cuts will be made to a budget.
And was their agreement accepted or not?
And
Or are they in the process of negotiating?
no, it was accepted by also by governments as well as the union.
Well, if it was accepted, then what are the protests about? Haven't the workers been represented well?
There are a lot of people that don't belong to any kind of union. So it's a variety of people in Israel. They are not represented by unions.
By union.
But who will belong to union also will feel that cuts.
Wait a second, Igor. Whoever belongs to unions, not who will, but whoever belongs to unions will be affected.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
Repeat, whoever belongs to unions.
Whoever belongs to union will also be affected.
Perfect. Because in other languages you would use who alone, but in English you have to add this extra word. John, want to give one final question? This could be a... Go ahead, John.
Okay. Before I start to talk, I want to say sorry about my bad English.
Don't worry about it. You're here to learn, so no problem.
Yes. Thank you. I want to say something more than one subject. I want to talk more than one subject. Firstly, you know, some murder in Germany, neo-Nazi. You know that?
I know nothing about it. Let me just ask a quick question, John. Do you want to present? Do you want to present some news, or did you have a question for Igor?
No. I want to ask you some news about European country.
Okay. Well, the thing is, John, I don't think we have time to do a second presentation today because the class is basically over. But here's what you can do. I'd like to give Igor and John, I'd like to give you a link to a worksheet, and I'd like to have you. Well, actually, it can be all of you. It doesn't have to be just two of you. You can prepare the presentation for the next time, and I can correct it. So if you hang on just a second, what I'm going to do is give you a link. Hang on just a moment, please. Igor, if you want, you can write your story. Okay, good. You can write your story, and I'll give you the link right now in the chat window. Igor, this is doc number 1, and it's for you. Just Igor, nobody else. Just you, Igor. Okay? Got it?
No.
In the chat window, you don't see it?
Yeah, see. Okay.
Okay, that doc is for you. I will erase what's there in a minute, okay? Actually, I'll do it right now. Hold on a second. I can do it right now. Doc number 1 should be empty. Let me just erase. There we go. Okay, so you've already done the presentation, so if you want, you could write just the news story here, and I will correct this document. Okay, Igor?
Okay.
You don't have to send me anything. I'll just check back later and make corrections.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. John, let me give you a link as well, okay?
Okay.
If you hang on just a second. I'm going to give these in the chat window, but I'm also going to put them on the main doc as well. So if you lose them, you can go back to our main document and you'll see them there. Hang on just a moment. Okay, John, this is doc number 2, or doc B. I forget. I think it's called doc B, not doc number 2. Okay, so John, that one is for you.
Okay, I can see.
Now, John, all you need to do is answer those 5 questions: who, what, when, where, how, and then you can decide if you want to present the news orally, like a newscast, right? Then just use that as your notes. If you want to write it like a story, keep it to 1 paragraph, and I will come back and give you suggestions and corrections. Okay, and you will be the first to present in the next class. Okay, John?
Okay.
All right. Does anyone else want to present in the next class?
When do you have a next class? Excuse me.
Same time next week. On Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, same time.
Okay.
Okay. What else? Does anyone else want to present? I don't know if we can do more than 2 in a class, but we could try. All right. Okay. So we're gonna stop here for now. And I look forward. And Igor, you've already done a presentation, but I can correct it. If you would prefer to do a second presentation, that's fine too. It's up to you. Because I don't want you to. Okay. It's up to you. All right. So what else do I want to say? So listen, if you're new, remember, follow me on Verbling by going to my profile and clicking Follow Teacher. That way you can get an email of my schedule every day. You'll get it daily.
I don't receive an email for you. I follow you, but I don't receive it.
Okay, do me a favor then, Igor. Send me a message on Facebook or my email and telling me that, and then
Okay.
I'll forward that to Verbling and they will fix the problem. Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
It would be great if you could do that, because so if I get feedback from you, then they know that it's really a problem out there in the world they can fix. All right. So listen, we're going to stop now, and I hope to see you in the next News for Noobs class. We're going to listen to 2 new presentations. And remember, the point of this class is not to make presentations, and it's not to write. It's to have different people from different cultures talk to each other about what's important where they live. So I want us to, I'll help you asking questions and discussing, help you present. But really what I want us to do is exchange ideas in English and try to find out something new about each other. So I hope that that interests you and that we can keep doing this, because for me, this is one of the best things about Verbling. So many people from so many different parts of the world. So with that, I bid you good night, and I will see you next week at the same time, or later tonight for the Talkaholic Text series, which is an advanced speaking class if you want to join us. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.